Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Today I have a really awesome unboxing for you guys. This here is my giant homework machine that I'm going to be using. I'm going to get into the specs of it a little later on in the video, but just to let you know, this is just going to be me unboxing this, getting my first impressions, powering it on, and then maybe getting a little game of Warzone in the end just to see how it performs. So let's crack this bad boy open. A dandy knife. There we go. Money. Awesome. So you do have some little Omen branding here, and just to let you guys know, I did order this from HP directly. I also used my student discount, which was pretty awesome, to be able to get a discount. Okay, alright. Okay, let me figure this out. So, let me get this out nice and slow. Okay. Pull, it says. I don't know if you can see that. So, let me put this on the floor and then pull it up. Okay, here we go. Nice. Holy moly guacamole. This is a professional video, so let's get back to business here. There we go. This is it. Okay. Wow, you guys. That thing looks fancy. Alright, you guys, so I'm just gonna go over a brief little description of what we got in here. As you can see, this giant chunky boy right here is a 3080. Now, I know those things are just unicorns these days, and that's why if you see a pre-built PC with a 3000 series card in it, honestly, I think, you know, it's worth getting it, because I got this PC for $1,800 plus tax. Oh, sorry, camera line. $1,800 plus tax, and I'm pretty sure 3080s are going for that price on resale right now. So technically you could sell just that 3080 and make everything back. There's also some random Intel CPU in there. It is water cooled with a very neat little Omen insignia on it, and we'll get into that a little bit more when we actually turn this bad boy on. So for right now, let's leave this sitting here and see what else is in the box. Got that power cable. So aside from that power cable, we got this in the box, which is just your standard run-of-the-mill regular schmegular chiclet keyboard. So if you do not have a keyboard and this is going to be your first PC, they give you a very decent little beginner keyboard. So sound test real quick for my keyboard nerds out there. Yeah, just a very nice little chiclet keyboard. Got your USB over here. And then your very regular schmegular mouse with your USB Type A. And honestly, if you just shelled out a bunch of cash for this and you don't have anything else, I think this would be a pretty solid to get started on. But I'm not going to use this. I may just give it away or something like that. So let's just pack it away for right now. Alright, so let's really quickly, before I start plugging everything into this, go over all of these ports on the back. So here you have your microphone, your audio, your blue audio, your Ethernets, then you have USB ports, the regular, and then HP is calling these with the little 5 on it super speed ports, and then below that super speed plus ports. I'm gonna have to like look into that a little bit more what that means, but just so you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, here you have like 9, 10, 11, and then 9, 10, 11. So if you want to pause this just to really get a good description of all the I/O that's back here, here you go. So we also have a USB-C that looks like it's super duper speed, and then you have an HDMI. This is the 3080 right here. You have your 3 display ports and then your power port down here. Up here, this is how you'll get internal access to the computer. And let me flip this around real quick. Here you have 2 USB ports that have the 5, so the super speed according to HP, your headphone and a mic port, and lastly the power button. So right now I'm also going to show you guys, if you wanted to get in here and modify this computer, the button back here, the internal access, just lets this pop right up. Be nice and careful since it's all glass. Yeah, and then we'll look into that later and see how that does that safely. Let's get this thing plugged in, eh? Alright, so before I start going ahead and plugging all these cables in, I just wanted you guys to see how I was running my setup before. So everything was being run off of this Razer Blade 15, and as you can see, there's all sorts of cables running in, and if I run out of USB ports, you know, then gotta unplug things and other things. So here, everything's gonna be nice, tucked away in the back, and I think will look a lot nicer. So I'm gonna get everything plugged in and I'll be back with you guys shortly. Okay, so I still need to work on my cable management a little bit, but you know, Warzone's probably like a 2 terabyte download. So let's get this thing on and have a first just let's push the power button. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Woo. There's so much going on. Alright, so while this is booting up, one thing that I did want to go over now that there's a little better lighting is the specs. So this is an OEM HP RTX 3080 from NVIDIA. It actually has, if you could see from the top, the little Omen triangle kind of branding on it, which is pretty neat, I think. I have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 HyperX RAM, which is clocked at 3400 megahertz. The Intel thingamajig is, who cares? I'll figure that out. I'll remember that at some point, and it'll be right here through the power of editing. But it is liquid cooled by that little Omen chunker that you see right there. I do believe that it is RGB controllable. We have a giant intake fan down here with an RGB light, the RGB logo for Omen right there, and here is the outtake. So airflow doesn't seem too shabby. It is nice and quiet right now, but once I get that 3080 howling, I will we'll just see about that. So if you have any specific questions about the system, please leave it in a comment down below. This is a video where I am just going over, you know, the wave tops of the system, showing you the pretty lights and showing you everything that you get if you were to get an HP Omen 30L. I would love to go in depth on anything that you guys would like me to cover. Again, just leave it in the comments down below. I do have a Samsung 870 1TB SSD that will be placed right here. So I know I didn't really say it before, but there are two kind of 2.5 HDD or SSD carriages right here. It doesn't come with the screws, but all of the cables are really nicely routed for you to get your SSD or hard drive and plug it in and get to playing. Let's let this boot up and then we will get the rest of the show on the road. Thank you. So I have spent a decent amount of time setting up the desktop. I have Call of Duty installed, all my applications installed. I also have the Omen 27i coming up in the Omen Gaming Hub software. It is just by happenstance that I happened to grab this thing for I think like $350 on sale at Best Buy around the holiday times last year. So now I have an awesome like cohesion with the HP Omen like ecosystem, and it works really well together. So let me just give you an idea of how the lighting on this works. And by the way, if you'd like to see the Omen 27i, me unbox it, go ahead. I'll have a video pop up somewhere here, maybe link in the description. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I do want to do an in-depth review with it now that I actually have this guy to push it where it needs to go. So as you can see here, we have the GPU temps and whatnot. I have not been able to push this thing anywhere near any kind of concerning areas. You have your overclocking tab here, different kind of customizations that you could get into, controlling your fan and all that. I will dive into this, maybe make a separate video, so if you guys have any kind of questions about this, please let me know and I'll try and do all kinds of experiments. But let me tell you right now, this thing is just a beast right out of the box. You really don't need to worry about overclocking it or anything. So here you have static animations where you can change the colors rather quickly. So let me say I want it to be blue on the inside. Click up. I am changing this lighting zone here. You could actually change the little logo in front, the fan, and the inside. So this camera angle, blue, like pink, pretty much. However, I really think like dark purple looks pretty neat. And let me just show you a different angle really quick. Okay, so with the lights turned off, say I wanted this to be red. Now that's like red, orange, green, pretty much however you wanted to set up your system, you can do that. And you can also change the fan down here. I'm gonna go with the purple thing because that's honestly looking pretty neat. You could also go in here, make more advanced settings, change the color temperatures, the brightness of the lights. You could change the animations to like actually go with, say, the temperatures of your CPU, GPU, or just have it change. I like it static. It looks very nice and it's not like too flashy to the point where it's going to distract you during gaming. Just so you could see something like that happen. So this is Galaxy. As you could see, the Omen logo is changing colors right there. And you can do all sorts of things. The sky is the limit. I'm going to leave it on static. But I just wanted to kind of scratch the surface and show you how like customizable that this bad boy can get. Again, I will dive into this in a future video. Just leave your questions down below and I'll be sure to answer as many as possible. So last but not least, let's get a game of Warzone going and I will show you guys how loud this can be and how well it chugs along. Alright, so while I get this started up, I just want to show you guys the settings that I have going for Warzone. Everything is more or less just on high or ultra or maxed out, and I have NVIDIA DLSS because I was just tinkering around with it, seeing what would fit for me, but anything that I could want ultra or high, I have it ultra or high. I also have 1440p. It's pretty interesting. The GeForce Experience software was trying to have me play this with max settings at 4K, but the 27i is a 1440p monitor. Don't really think I need more than that, but this is just silky, buttery smooth. I'm consistently getting over 160 FPS. And this thing is just, listen to how absolutely crazy quiet that is. Even if I'm gaming for like an hour or two, it really never gets any louder than that. And it is just insane to go from a very loud razor blade to this practically quiet PC. So I'm going to stop talking just for a few seconds so you guys can really hear how much it like ramps up. So to be perfectly honest, gaming with this feels like I'm playing a completely different game. Like everything is so everything is super smooth, and I really could not ask for a better gaming experience. So let me run this and let's see. I'm gonna just go a little crazy here so we can wrap up the video. This is just one of the most pleasurable like gaming experiences that I've ever had, and I've also edited most of the video that you're watching on this PC in DaVinci Resolve, and it is just editing it like butter. Ah man, this PC is just so awesome. And quite honestly, for 1800 with that 3080, I think this is a steal. And it's easily upgradable. I am just so excited for what this PC has in store for me. So as you guys can hear, that's pretty much as loud as it can get. With headphones on or even just playing right now with speakers, it really does not bother me at all. I think it is awesome that a 3080 that's that big, pushing out this much power, is honestly that silent. I know there's a lot of mods that you can do to, you know, make it more quiet and cool, but I'm very happy with this. Alright you guys, that is all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and also feel free to like and subscribe. It really does help support the channel. I really look forward to making as much content as possible for you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Later.